would be a beacon to the rest of the country. We had that opportunity, and we failed. Instead, this bill and this assembly will forever be remembered as the one who rammed a flawed, useless, self-serving bill through the dead of night with absolutely zero transparency, and the end game will be law-abiding citizens will turn into criminals overnight and lose more of their constitutional freedoms. I vote no, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. DiPietro in the negative. Mr. Ortiz.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before I make a quick statement, I would like to really thank Governor Cuomo for taking on an issue that most politicians are afraid to take on, especially issues regarding to mental health issues. I think that the governor have a clear understanding about this issue. And to attach this issue with the gun control, it is imperative, important, not just for the state of New York, but to send a clear message to the people of this nation. While Washington continues to work through the process, New York State is finishing the product and the process. And I do believe that this will help us. And as the chair of the Mental Health Committee, I feel proud to be voting on the affirmative of this bill and working together with Assemblyman Lenthal and the staff that day by day, night by night, dedicated their time for the last 3-4 weeks to come out with a product such as the one that we have. And I also will be remiss if I don't thank the Speaker of the Assembly for having the tenacity to stick together to make sure that he listened very careful to the needs of the members of our conference of how this bill has to come to light. And also I will be remiss if I don't thank Ms. Gunter for her vision and understanding and for helping us to shape up the bill. Last but not least, I would like to say that the argument of this bill and what we have discussed here today should not be about people with mental illness being violent, should be about people with mental illness getting the appropriate services that they need in their community. And furthermore, we should be working together as the budget gets developed in bringing resources to our school system from pre-K all the way to college. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
How do you vote, Mr. Ortiz?
I'm voting on the affirmative.
Mr. Ortiz in the affirmative. Mr. Goodell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As you know, and all my colleagues know, we've banned assault weapons, and they've been banned in New York State since 1994, almost 20 years ago. And this bill, while it increases the definition and adds more restrictions on the definition of assault bans, doesn't remove any assault ban or any weapons, any guns that are out there now. Every gun that is out there today, that's lawful today, will be lawful tomorrow. That's what this bill does. Nothing. It doesn't take any of those guns away. It doesn't take them out of circulation. So what does this bill do? What it does is requires about 1 million rifle owners, about 1 million of them, to register their rifle. And if they don't, they're subject to a Class E felony. And every 5 years, they have to renew that registration. And if they don't, it's a Class A misdemeanor. So we take 1 million people who today lawfully own a gun, and we require them to go through this registration process so they become a felon. 1 million people. Let's not delude ourselves into thinking that this actually did anything about gun control, because it really doesn't. We say, oh, what a great victory, because now with your 10 bullet clip, you can only put 7 in. None of us here, not one of us, thinks for 1 second that a criminal is going to stop at 7, are they? They're going to go and they'll put 10 in, and the only one who stops at 7 is the hapless individual who's trying to comply with the law. We have a unique law here where we require that you report weapons that's been stolen from you within 24 hours of finding out about it, or you're guilty of a misdemeanor. That's unique, and you know we're making history where we arrest the victim. For all these reasons and others, I urge a no vote. Thank you.
Mr. Goodell in the negative. Mr. Wright.